Hello, everybody. This is Chatting with Chums. Welcome to this week's episode of the show where we talk about bullshit on our little podcast. And in this episode, we're talking about Bionicle G2 and what they could have done to actually keep the show going after Bionicle Generation 1 ended. Shut up, Kyler. But yes, indeed, he's right. I am here with Kyler Nuber 135, Getchu671, and Firefury 190. And we're going to start the conversation today with why the hell Bionicle G2 sucked and how it could have kept going and even got better. Begin discussion, people!
Okay, so first off, better marketing, because they did a very terrible job with that.
I know, like, remember back in Generation 1 where the marketing was both subtle and really, really unique?
Yeah,
those adverts are amazing.
You've never seen anything like that before. That's why I remember as a kid being amazed by what the hell is this new thing Lego's doing with G1?
Yeah, remember when G1 had mystique and mystery, whereas G2 had none of that?
Well, I mean, it's not the fact that it wasn't that. It's just like we've seen it already. We've seen there's like, oh, these are heroes arrived, and oh wait, that's exactly what they did with G1.
Spoiled at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we have been spoiled. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to top what is G1.
I mean, G2 did have some mysteries with the Mask of Time, but that never got resolved since it got canceled.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that never got resolved, like a Makuta set that should have been released, like, regardless.
Yeah, we never get the Mask of Ultimate Power. We have to rely on Shapeways.
I also don't like how they said they had a long-term plan, but they didn't really thought much of marketing.
It only lasted 2 years.
And because of that, they flopped and they had to cancel it. So thanks, Lego.
Just like, what was the point of bringing it back if you're not going to have it like engaged for a few more years?
Yeah, that's
plan ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, at least with the 3-year plan, that's at least the general lifespan of a Lego line.
Yeah, exactly. Like Bionicle G1 was supposed to only last until 2003, but the sets got popular, and then they were making money, and then like, okay, that's cool. 2004.
Do you want to know one of the reasons why I think the old Bionicle worked even well, why it actually continued? There was actually variety in sets.
Yes.
It wasn't just the same structure. It wasn't just the same pieces over and over again. You actually had Rahi, you had Borok, you had Rakshi, you had Titans, you had vehicles, you had all kinds of shit.
Exactly,
well, to be fair, Gap, like, at least until 2001 to 2006, like, the main characters were all usually clone sets with only a few pieces varied.
Yeah. And
then but also they actually give all the characters actual character.
Yeah. And then 2007 is when they really started mixing things up and making things better.
That Baraki trailer will still be my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Creeping in your soul.
Seriously, those commercials were bloody amazing, and the commercials we have now are nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
I think this is also something I want to bring up, and that is, like, another thing with the sets, because, like, when we first started off, the Toa sets, a lot of people are arguably going to say are the best G2 sets. But the villains are, like, the weakest point. Like, the villain sets, with the exception of Umara. And I think that's what caused sales to go down. Because, like, if you go from the Toa to the Skull villains, the qualities kind of dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can afford villains, but at least the Borok and Rakshi at least had
I think they just stopped caring. I think it was they realized, we're already going to be canceled soon, so we might as well not care, or they were running out of money.
Did G2 really tank that bad in its first
So basically, this is G2 in a nutshell. Oh, yay, we're coming back. Oh, no, we're going to be canceled soon, so let's not even try.
It's like they were about to walk out of the door and be like, yeah, I'm here, and then 2 seconds in, they get pulled back out.
Yeah, it's like, hi, Lego, bye, Lego.
Well, I mean,
I wonder, why did they even bother with the Journey to 1 if they knew it was going to get canceled?
I don't even
know. Well, they
know.
wanted to resolve in the quickest way possible.
I guess.
Yeah, but again, another thing that I thought of, think about it, like, why didn't they, release the Skull villains at the same time as the Toa?
Well,
they used to do that all the time.
Well, I mean, you can't do that. No, you can't do that because that's what Bionicle's always done. They release the heroes or the villains first, and then they release the heroes, or vice versa. But they don't release all, 12 sets at the same time or whatever.
Here's another thing I noticed. Like, when we start with the winter wave, we get, like, a ton of, 12 sets. When we go to summer wave, it's, only 5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in G1, we had, in 2006 was, the most sets I've ever seen in the summer.
Yeah, that was when G1 was the complete opposite. We got very few sets in the winter, but then we got a shit ton during summer.
Like 2006 and 2007 were easily the biggest years where we got the most sets. Like
I think I got all the ones from 2007 from what I remember.
I got from all 2007.
I even got Kazani as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Kazani was the best. Too bad we never got that Artaka set.
I know.
Yeah.
That was
we do creation.
We never got that on Bartera set either.
Oh god, that'd be awesome.
Or Hellrix.
Oh, all those Dark Hunters.
Yeah.
Well, we never even got. I think we were also supposed to get a Toa Om. Like who was that? Who was that Pomatoran that was a trader?
Akmu.
Yeah, we were supposed to get a Toa of him.
Shadow Toa of him, and that would have been fucking awesome.
Yes.
And then and then that's the other thing that I think we should talk about is the fact that Greg Farstad, the dude was instrumental. I mean, he wasn't the only one responsible for giving Bionicle life, but he was probably the one instrumental to it.
We also gotta give.
And they literally just said, "Fuck off! You go do whatever you want at Lego. We're just gonna do our own thing." That was the biggest mistake.
It's more like they. Well, I don't want to say that. It's more like hey, we know you did a lot of work on Bionicle, but we want you to work on Ninjago and not worry about this.
And that was just a horrible decision. You want to have one of the big writers of...
I think they had Greg Farstad as a consultant. Like, hey, can we do this? And
actually, no. People have been asking him what was his involvement in G2, and he pretty much said, I had nothing to do with them.
Okay.
You know what they
and
should
I'm
do?
like, what?
They should get the people from Lucasfilm to work on Bionicle.
It really sucks. It's like... Oh, was Charlie going to say something?
What?
I said that would be amazing, Docker.
Okay. It's like... I don't know. I feel like Bionicle has a unique premise that no other show I know of does. Because robots on a tropical island with magical powers. You don't you have the whole
searching for mascot power to make them more powerful against evil animals.
Yeah,
evil deities.
Yeah, for me, Bionicle's like my Lord of the Rings or big franchise that's just teaches me about good and evil.
It was Lego Lord of the Rings before Lego Lord of the Rings became a thing.
Exactly.
I'm also going to say this, I know Ninjago is the most popular original theme right now, but I'm just going to say this right now, probably piss off a lot of Ninjago fans, but it will never be as amazing and influential as Bionicle.
No, I agree.
You could at least do proper fan fiction in this Bionicle world. You can at least have, we know there are a ton of Toa, and you could at least insert your Toa in there, in Ninjago, there are a few ninjas, and there's not a clan of different ninjas with different opponents.
In Ninjago's offense, it is actually a pretty good series, and I actually am looking forward to the new movie coming out next year. So,
that's good.
Despite the fact that
I don't like Ninjago, I love Ninjago. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But did you want to know one thing I also didn't like about G2? And this is in towards us as fans and guys who like to create characters. To me, the new G2 just seems so limiting. There's so much of a limit of what you could create.
Also bringing back to marketing, I want to go back to the marketing real quick. I really also found it, at first I thought it was kind of a nice idea, but then I kind of realized, oh wait, this is kind of a dumb idea. They're basically catering to the old fans, and that's kind of it.
No, I don't think they're even catering to the old fans. I think they're just catering for a whole new generation. If they were catering to us as the old G1 fans, they would have just continued where Bionicle last left off.
I feel
I agree with that, but what I was saying is that, they want old names the original 6 Toa and Makuta. So obviously when they find out, those 7 characters are coming back, what's going on? And then, we discover that, it's a reboot. So it's okay.
Yeah. And it barely even stayed around for even people to notice that Bionicle came back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. They really should have pushed it back a little bit further to bring it back. It was too soon.
Here's a great idea. Put an effort to your marketing, you motherfuckers.
I think they were trying to market it through contests, and I'm like,
okay,
the mask contest and the villain contest, I'm like, okay, those were good. But then you had the whole hey, try and find things in the real world that look like masks. I'm like, really? You're giving it solid gold masks for this?
Now, and also, speaking of that, we all know the golden mask are the reasons why they spent so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are expensive.
So I guess the other question I want to ask is, do you think Bionicle should come back for Generation 3?
I'll say this. I'll
say 5 more years.
Do you think it should come back sooner or later, though? Sooner or in 5 years, 10 years?
Okay.
Or?
To me, I'd say later, and if they do come back, I'm just hoping that they treat it with much better dignity and better, just like
now,
better.
Do you think it should be a complete reboot of
that's
both generations?
Because like I'm thinking if they wanted to do a reboot, then make it a reboot, but try and kind of make it story-wise a little more similar to the old. Not more like tone-wise, because I really didn't like how the new one was just essentially catering to young fans, and that's kind of it.
But do you think they would ever think about going back to the original generation?
As much as I want to, I think it's far past that.
You don't think they would go back to Spherus Magna and,
I would love for them to, but I just don't see it realistically them doing that.
I just want to see that continuation of that story. That's so much potential. It's so much fucking potential.
I know, but Lego...
It's kind of hard to, like, drop someone into a world that has, like, established lore.
But the thing is, like, where that story ended back in 2010 is just, like, the perfect reboot. You don't have to mention the Shadowed one. You can
that's what I was saying about G2, is either this is going to be a straight-up sequel, like a semi-reboot, or they're just going to have new stories altogether.
Yeah.
Here's something like I'm not against, like, the whole Spherus Magna thing. I think that would work well, because, like, I doubt if we did get another reboot that they would do the whole island premise again. I'm like, come on, we did this twice already.
You have a whole planet. If you go back to the original generation, you have a whole planet.
Yeah.
Also, I want Greg to continue the frickin' serials that he left on a cliffhanger. Oh.
Like I said, I think that's too late now.
No, it's not. We just have to pay Greg Farsley to finish the fucking serials. I'll pay that man.
Okay, you pay him, and I'll wait patiently.
Traitor! Traitor! You're not a G1 fan.
No, fuck you. I'm always G1 fan.
Oh, Thok. I'm gonna miss that guy.
Hold on, guys. Here's something I'm also worried about. Like, and that is, like, the whole construction line. Because, like, we so far have no information on a new line. Because the thing people were saying against Bionicle being canceled is that Lego will not have time at this point to create a new line. And what we found out now is that they're canceling it, and they don't have a new construction line planned. I'm like, why? You think if they did that would be a dumb business move?
They need to rethink their plans.
At least cancel one. They at least had Hero Factory ready.
Well, hopefully Hero Factory does not come back for a long, long time. Or at all.
I mean... If Hero Factory, I think
No, you will not go further. No, we are not going further about Hero Factory. Traitor.
Hero Factory was a show with potential. I wouldn't say it was good. I would say it had potential.
Okay, I'll agree with that. It had potential, but it was.
It missed its potential when it got to Brain Attack. Breakout was where it started getting there, but then Brain Attack happened, and I'm like, nope, gone.
Okay, I can agree with that. All right, I think we've talked for 16 minutes. I think that's good enough. All right, I think that's it. We can close out now with this Bionicle discussion, guys. I think that was good. We had we talked about a lot of good stuff here. Kyler, do you want to shout anything?
Glob.
Glob. Oh, that's right, Bulk.
Oh, of course.
You all.
Fuck. I'm gonna miss Thok, man. I'm gonna miss that guy.
Fuck!
Avacadabra!
That's the Thok!
Samuel Zaktan, Hacken Freeman.
Avacadabra.
Ray Downey Jr.
Moon.
Ray Downey Jr. We're gonna have to do another Grand Theft Auto skit.
Ray Downey Jr.
All right, thank you for watching.
Like that Grand Theft Auto, but he doesn't have online.
And let's not forget, Avacadabra!
Hey, I just said that.
I don't care. Fuck you.
Fuck you. All right. Thank you for watching Chatting with Chums, everybody. I'm the Shadow One. I'm here with Gab267, Kyler Jr. from 5, and 5 for your 190. Thank you for watching our Bionicle podcast. We'll be seeing you next week in another episode.
And Bulk.
Lego, fuck you.
Fuck.
Get out of
Thok
here.
Lego. Thok you Lego.
Fuck you, Lego. Indeed.
Everyone say Thok you Lego.
What the hell's happened to our chance?
I don't know. We've lost.
We've lost our
This is
mind.
what happens in Bionicle again. We start going crazy like Bizon.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
And
Bionicle.
talking hiring Mark Hamill to voice Bizon, but he voices a stupid Hero Factory character.
Yes, indeed.
Bizon
is quite upset about that whole thing, but you know what? It's okay.
He actually technically voiced 2 stupid Hero Factory characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.